mga kapwa kong mag-aaral, minamahal na mga guro at magulang, damhin po natin ang presensya ng Panginoon sa pamamagitan ng panalangin. Aming Amang makapangyarihan sa lahat, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa buhay at kalakasan na patuloy ninyong ipinagkakaloob sa amin. Salamat po sa patuloy na pagsubaybay at paglingap sa amin, lalo na ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Kami po ay humihingi ng awa at kapatawaran sa lahat ng aming kakulangan at pagkakasala na alam po naming hindi kalugod-lugod sa iyong banal na harapan. Dahil sa COVID-19, maraming pagsubok ang aming hinaharap, lalo na po ang aming mga guro. Salamat po sa kanilang mga buhay at kalakasan. Patuloy niyo po silang pagpalain, bigyan ng karunungan nagmumula sa inyo upang kanilang magampanan ang mabigat na tungkuling nakaatang sa kanilang mga balikat. Bukod po naming inilalapit ang mga guro na nagpapagal upang sila ay makapaghatid ng mga educational videos para sa aming mga Fernandino. Salamat sa pagbibigay ninyo ng pagkakataon na mabuo ang special TV at ang iba't ibang programa sa TV at radyo upang kami ay matuto kahit nasa sarili kaming mga bahay kasama ang aming mga magulang. Pagpalain niyo po ang lahat ng kanilang mga gawa upang ang mga ito ay makapagbigay ng karangalan hindi lang para sa mga tao kundi mas higit sa iyo, Panginoon. Patuloy niyo po silang bigyan ng maayos na kalusugan, sapat na karunungan at maalam na determinasyong maipagpatuloy ang layunin ng DepEd at ng San Fernando Elementary School. Hangad po namin ang inyong patuloy na pagmamahal at gabay sa bawat isa sa aming mga Fernandino mag-aaral at sa mga batang mula sa iba't ibang lugar na lagi sumusubaybay sa programang hatid ng Special TV. Patuloy niyo pong ibuhos ang kaalamang nagmumula sa iyo sa aming mga isip at puso. Salamat po sa regalo ninyong pamilya sa amin. Patuloy niyo pong gabayan at patnubayan ang aming mga magulang. Bigyan sila ng sapat na kalakasan at karunungan upang kami ay maturuan nila sa tamang daan at makatuwang namin sa lahat ng oras at pagkakataon. Ama, tulungan mo po kaming isa pamuhay ang mga aral na dala ng programang ito. Ang lahat ng ito ay aming dinadalangin sa ngalan ng inyong bugtong na anak na si Jesus. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, at ng Espiritu Santo. Amen.
Here we stand, united by kids? Let's learn English. Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz. English is fun and exciting. Words, phrases, and sentences are captivating. Vocabulary and grammar are interesting. The universal language is amazing. Listen, speak, read and write. Know the language and use it right. Come along and join Eliz. She explores the world of English. Let us discover English. Recite poems and read stories. We will explore and learn together to make our lives better. Eliz is here, Eliz is here. Come on, kids, let's learn English. Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz.
Hey Gina, good to see you again.
Hello, Eliz! What are you watching?
I'm watching this video about washing our hands properly. Join me in watching, Gina. We can learn something from it. It's very informative.
Sure, Eliz!
Gina, let's have the snack that my mom prepared.
Okay, Eliz, thank you. Wait, Eliz! Can you wash your hands first? Have you forgotten the video we watched about the proper hand washing a while ago?
Oh yes, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me, Gina.
Go to your wash area and wash your hands. Unlike me, I have special powers. Remember? I can clean my hands in a snap.
Okay, Gina, wait for me here. I'm sorry, Gina. It took quite a while to wash my hands. I followed what was said in the video on proper hand washing.
It's alright. I'm so happy that you remember the important details from what you have watched. You know, it is also an important skill that you have to apply from what you read or heard. I told you that before, Eliz. I'm glad you're applying it in your daily activities.
Thanks, Gina. Can we do some activities where I can practice more my skills in remembering details?
Sure! Close your eyes, Eliz.
Are we going to the magical world of English, Gina?
You got it right. Get ready!
Hi, teacher!
Hi, Eliz and Gina.
Teacher, I was already taught of noting details on my previous lesson. Can you teach me more about it?
Sure, Eliz. Hello, kids. It's another great day to enjoy and learn. I am Teacher Joy. Are you excited to gain knowledge and have fun in learning today? Great! Let's start. Let us learn the importance of remembering things or noting details. Look at the following pictures. Do you know who is in the first picture? Very good. He is Dr. Jose Rizal. What can you say about him? Awesome! He is our national hero. What about the second picture?
Can you tell what her job is? Nice! She is a teacher. Now, look at these pictures. The man in the first picture teaches the children how to read. The second picture shows how he teaches the children using a cart loaded with books and chairs. This man was a teacher and a hero at the same time. Do you want to know how he became a hero? Amazing! Today, let's find out who this man is and the story behind these pictures. Listen as I read this story carefully. Efren Peña Florida, my teacher, my hero. A long time ago in Cavite, there was a young boy who was so smart and kind. They were so poor that his parents can afford to send him to school. Yet, the boy saw how his parents were working so hard to make a living. His mother, Losita, was a housekeeper. And his father, Efren Sr., was a tricycle driver. The young boy was Efren Jeronimo Peña Florida Jr. Despite of being poor, Efren did not stop making his dreams come true. He valued education that much, so he looked for ways to educate himself. Being a bright student in his time, he received different scholarships. With a grateful heart, he studied hard and received a lot of honors and awards. Then, he became a teacher. He founded the Dynamic Teen Company, which main goal was to educate street children and become God-fearing citizens. Efren G. Peña Florida Jr., together with his friends, became social workers in our country. They taught street children in their community using pushcarts loaded with books, chairs, tables, and pens. Because of this remarkable way of educating children, Efren was awarded as the CNN Hero of the Year 2009. Former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo recognized their exceptional effort. He also received an award from Malacanang. The palace supported his pushcart classroom. Efren G. Peña Florida Jr. was indeed a hero. Did you like the story, children? Very good. Did you learn something from it? Awesome.
Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz. Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz.
Let me see if you remember the important details in the story you just heard. It's time to show what you've got. Number 1. What is the title of the story? Great! The title of the story is Efren Peña Florida, My Teacher, My Hero. Number 2. Who are the characters in the story? Incredible! The characters in the story are Efren Peña Florida, his mother and father, his friends, the street children, and the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Number 3. When and where did the story happen? 2 thumbs up! The story happened a long time ago in Cavite. Number 4. What was the problem in the story? Nice! The problem in this story was Efren's parents can't afford to send him to school because they were poor. Number 5. What was the solution in the story? Great job! The solution in the story was Ephraim looked for ways to educate himself. You really listened well, kids! In the story, my teacher, my hero, you got and learned information about Efren Peña Florida. This is an example of an expository text. What is an expository text? An expository text provides us information. It is factual and contains details in the forms of facts. It focuses in educating the reader. You got the right answers to my questions because you remembered the important details about it or noted the important details. Let's recall what noting detail is. Noting details is taking note and remembering the important ideas and items found in the text. As you were taught in the previous lesson, the important details in the story are the title, characters, setting, and plot. These are the elements of a story. Let's talk about them once more. The title is what being talked about in the story. The characters are the people and animals in the story. The setting tells where and when the story takes place. The plot is what happens in the story. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end part. It consists of the problem and the solution. The problem is something that causes the trouble for the characters, and the solution tells how the problem in the story is solved. This time, listen to another text as I read. But before that, let's have first our word of the day. The word is vanish. Vanish means to disappear suddenly. Like this, kids. The title of the story is The Light by Normita S. Gatos. Long ago, in a faraway land where all living creatures live with peace and harmony, an evil force came to harm all creatures who would not follow his rules. Grinch Draco was so powerful that no one could even utter his name. He made the place as dark as the night. Young and old, weak and strong, were so scared. They have lived in fear. They became his slaves. Anyone who will disobey all his commands will be vanished forever. They cried all day and night. Until one day, a young boy with great powers appeared. He had so much love in his heart. He was so bright as the sunlight. This young boy was Elior. He showed so much strength. With all his might, he fought Grinch Draco. Grinch Draco casted all his power to defeat Elior, but the young boy's courage and love to all creatures in that place was so great. All creatures also came to give Elior a lift. Now, with joined forces, they defeated the evil enemy for good. In his death, the place became peaceful and all people lived in harmony once again. Did you like the story, children? Very good. Let me see if you remember the important details in the story you heard by answering some questions about it. Again, it's time to show what you've got. Number 1. What is the title of the story? Superb! The title of the story is The Light. Number 2. Who are the characters in the story? Awesome! The characters in the story are Grinch, Draco, and Elior. Number 3. When and where did the story happen? Magnificent! The story happened long ago in a faraway land. Number 4. What was the problem in the story? Great job! The problem in the story was an evil force came to harm all creatures. Number 5. What was the solution in the story? 2 thumbs up! The solution in the story was Elior and all creatures in the place fought Grinch, Draco. You really listened well, kids.
Now, did the story entertain you?
Hooray! The story is exciting and entertaining. The story The Light is an example of a literary text. A literary text is a kind of writing or a text that has the purpose of entertaining or telling a story. A literary text provides entertainment to the listener or to the reader. Again, you were able to answer all questions about the story. That is because you remembered all the important details or what we call elements of a story. Remember, kids, this skill is what we call noting details.
I enjoyed the story The Light too, teacher.
I'm glad, Eliz.
Who is your favorite character in this story, Eliz?
I like Elior, teacher. He was a courageous boy. But I don't like Grinch Draco. He was the bad one.
How did you know he was the bad one?
It's because he harmed all the creatures. Fortunately, Elior and all the creatures in the story defeated him.
Great job, Eliz! You inferred the traits of the characters correctly.
Inferred the traits?
Yes, it's another lesson that you should learn today.
Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz. Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz.
Kids, look at these pictures once again. Let's talk about them. Who is in the first picture? Great job! He is Grinch Draco. Based on the story, how will you describe Grinch Draco? Amazing! Grinch Draco was a bad one. Who is in the second picture? That's right! He is Elior. Based in the story, how will you describe Elior? Incredible! Elior was a courageous boy. Kids, bad and courageous are traits we inferred from Grinch Draco and Elior, which are the main characters in the story that you just heard. Let us define what character traits are. Character traits are all the aspects of a person's behavior and attitudes that make up the person's personality. Everyone has character traits, both good and bad. Even characters in books have character traits. Character traits are often shown with descriptive adjectives like kind, patient, unfaithful, jealous, sweet, thoughtful, loyal, selfish, and generous. Can you mention other character traits? Great job! What is inferring character traits then? Inferring character traits is to draw a conclusion about the character's traits from what the character says, thinks, and does. Remember, when we describe a person such as his behavior, attitudes, and personality, we are referring to character traits. Let us read and analyze the text. Kids, remember the important details in it. The title of the text is Andres Bonifacio, a Philippine Patriot. Andres Bonifacio was born in Tondo, Manila on November 30, 1863. He grew up in a very poor family. Orphaned early, his primary schooling was stopped in order to earn a living as a craftsman, eventually as a clerk messenger, and as an agent of a foreign commercial firms in Manila. Andres Bonifacio took care of his sisters and brothers. He made wooden canes and paper fans, then sold it in the streets. Poor as they are, they were still happy. Though young Andres stopped schooling, he continued to read different books. Because of this, he knew and learned a lot of things. Andres wrote poems and even appeared on stage as an actor. Andres Bonifacio had lived the values of friendship, brotherhood, and kindness. He helped those who are in need. He fought for our country's rights and freedom. And he fought for our independence. Let's talk about it. Kids, it's time to show what you've got. Number 1. What is the text all about? A. Life of Jose Rizal. B. Life of Andres Bonifacio. And C. Life of Apolinario Mabini. Great job! The correct answer is letter B. The text was all about the life of Andres Bonifacio. Number 2. What happened to him at a very young age? A. He was orphaned and his primary schooling was stopped. B. He sold newspapers in the street. And C. He excelled in his school. Amazing! The correct answer is letter A. He was orphaned and his primary schooling was stopped. Number 3. What made him know a lot of things? A. He studied in a big university. B. He asked the old people in his barrio. And C. He read different books. Awesome! The correct answer is letter C. He read different books. Number 4. Andres Bonifacio took care of his brothers and sisters. What characteristic did Andres Bonifacio show? A. Helpful. B. Happy. C. Selfish. Nice one! The correct answer is letter A. Andres Bonifacio was helpful. Number 5. Andres Bonifacio fought for our country's rights, freedom, and independence. What characteristic did Andres Bonifacio show? A. Scared. B. Honest. C. Brave. Incredible! The correct answer is letter C. Andres Bonifacio was brave. Number 6. Andres Bonifacio earned a living as a craftsman and eventually as a clerk messenger and as an agent of foreign commercial firms in Manila. What characteristic did Andres Bonifacio show? A. Industrious. B. Humble. C. Tardy. 2 thumbs up. The correct answer is letter A. Andres Bonifacio was industrious. Amazing kids! You were able to infer the character traits of Andres Bonifacio
by giving the answers correctly.
Now, here is another text written by Mr. Leonard C. Feliciano. Join me as I read, kids. The Industrious Boy by Leonard C. Feliciano. One day, Mother saw that their living room was messy. She went upstairs to ask his son Billy to clean it for her because she was about to buy food in the market. Billy obediently cleaned the living room. First, he swept the floor. Next, he wiped and arranged the table, other furniture, and reading materials. Lastly, he mopped the floor. Mother saw how clean the living room was upon going back home from the market. She was so proud of his son. She hugged Billy and handed him his new toy. Billy was surprised and thanked his kind mother. Let's talk about the story. Who are the characters in the story? Yes, the characters in the story are Mother and Billy. What did Mother ask Billy to do? That is right. Mother asked Billy to clean the living room. Did Billy follow his mother's request? Very good. Billy followed his mother's request. What can you say about Billy then? Amazing! Billy was obedient. How about you? Are you also obedient like Billy? That is good to know. Children like you should be obedient at all times. What are the things that you do to show obedience? Wonderful! You can show your obedience by doing some household chores your parents ask you to do. Now, let us recall the events done by Billy in the story. Number 1. What did Billy do first? Good job! Billy swept the floor. Number 2. What did Billy do next? Yes, Billy wiped and arranged the table, other furnitures, and reading materials. Number 3. What did Billy do last? Very good. Billy mopped the floor.
Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz. To Exploring English with Eliz.
Great! You got the answers correctly. You really understood the story we had read and you remember the important details in it. Now, try to arrange the events through these pictures according to how they happen in the story using numbers 1, 2, and 3. Are you done, kids? Are your answers like this? If yes, you got the right answers. Remember kids, arranging the order of events according to how they happened or will happen in the story is called sequencing events. Let us now read the correct sequence of the following events in the story. First, Billy swept the floor. Next, he wiped the table, other furnitures, and reading materials. And lastly, he mopped the floor. Notice the underlined words in each picture. The words are first, next, and last. These words are what we call signal words. What are signal words? Signal words are clue words that help you understand the sequence of the events in a given story or text. Now, how do we use the signal words first, next, and last? We use first when we talk about what happened in the beginning. We use next when we talk about what happened in the middle. We use lastly when we talk about what happened in the end. Other signal words used are in the beginning, then, secondly, afterwards, and finally. Here is another short text. Let us read this, kids. Chocolate drink. Mark wanted to drink chocolate milk. First, he put an instant chocolate powder in the mug. Then, he added water to the instant chocolate powder. Finally, he stirred the instant chocolate powder and water. Now, look at the following sentences. Let's sequence these events using the signal words as your clues. Use numbers 1, 2, and 3 in arranging the events. Are you finished? Are your answers like this? Very good! You got them right. Let's read the events in their correct sequence now. First, Mark put an instant chocolate powder in the mug. Then, he added water to the instant chocolate powder. Finally, he stirred the instant chocolate powder and water. Notice that aside from next, we also use the signal word then when we talk about what happened in the middle. Aside from lastly, we can also use the signal word finally when we talk about what happened in the end. Now, let's test your learning, kids, on sequencing events. It's time to show what you've got. Arrange the following events by writing numbers 1, 2, and 3. Remember to use the signal words as your clues. Number 1. Wonderful! Your answers are correct. Let's read the events in their correct sequence. First, Donnell brushed his teeth. Next, he listened to a story read by his father. Finally, he slept soundly. Number 2. Incredible! You got them all! Let's read the events in their correct sequence. First, the boy gathered his bucket and pail. Afterwards, he dug out some sand. Finally, he created a sand castle. This time, complete this short text by using the correct signal words on the blanks. Choose your answers from the choices. Number 3. Are you done, kids? Fantastic! Are your answers like this? Or like this? If yes, wonderful! You got the right answers. Let's read the text with the correct signal words. Examination. Miguel wanted to get a high score in the test. First, he carefully read the instructions in the test paper. Then, he analyzed the questions well to get the correct answer. Lastly, he wrote the answers clearly and neatly. Number 4. Are you ready, kids? Incredible! Are your answers like this? Or like this? If yes, awesome! You got them correctly. Let's read the text with the correct signal words now.
Fruit salad in Christmas.
The Serrano family planned to have fruit salad for Christmas. So, Mother went to the market to buy the ingredients. In the beginning, Mother washed and peeled the fruits. Afterwards, she sliced the fruits into small pieces and cubed them. Finally, she mixed the fruits together with milk and placed the mixture into the refrigerator. Did you get the right answers too, Eliz?
Yes, teacher, I got them all right.
Well done, Eliz!
Teacher, thank you so much for this wonderful day of learning. I enjoyed so much.
Me too!
That's great to know!
We must go now, teacher. See you next time. Bye!
See you next time, Eliz and Gina. Goodbye! Again, this is Teacher Joy.
We're back, Eliz. Can you tell me what you have learned today?
Yes, Gina, I learned how important noting details is in a given text or story. Also, I learned how to infer character traits and how to easily arrange the events in the story using signal words.
Very good, Eliz. It was indeed a fruitful day for you. I'm so glad. With that, I can leave you for now. See you next time. Bye!
See you around, Gina. Bye!
Eliz is here, Eliz is here. Hello, kids. Let's learn English. Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz. English is fun and exciting. Words, phrases, and sentences are captivating. Vocabulary and grammar are interesting. The universal language is amazing. Listen, speak, read and write. Know the language and use it right. Come along and join Eliz as she explores the world of English. Let us discover English. Recite poems and read stories. We will explore and Let's learn English. Welcome to Exploring English with Eliz.
Kids, listening intently and attentively is very important in remembering or noting details. When we listen carefully, things are better understood. This is applied not just in listening stories at school, but also in our daily communication with other people. Our relationships with other people are more developed when there is understanding with each other. Thank you, kids, for joining me again as we explore the wonderful world of English. Again, this is Eliz. See you next time. Bye!